always free. No equal momentarily, and nobody's feeling the shame. Move your mind in a new direction. Only ask you to think about it. Hurry now as the clock is ticking. Make your choice before it's too late. Just take a look around. As it all comes crashing down. You know I really love you. You know I thought I showed you. You know I'm sure I told you when to give and when to take. And all around you're dying, the world forever lying. And now I'm here and trying to show exactly what's at stake. Don't know what more I can say. Don't wanna leave you this way. Forget about your bitterness and your hate. Don't know what more I can do to try to get through to you. I hope you listen before it's too late. Come on. Won't you play it pretty for me now?
Hi, this is Kari from Tone Wars. We're gonna go live in just a few minutes, but before we do, I just wanted to take a few seconds to say a few things. Jared and I really appreciate when you guys tune in and interact with us when we go live. We work very hard to make sure that our live streams and our produced videos are educational and entertaining for everyone. Believe it or not, there's a lot of work that goes into our live streams and our produced videos. So if you like what you're experiencing here, here's a couple ways you can help us out. The super chat feature is turned on and any amount will be appreciated. Jared is also available for private consultation for a nominal fee. You can contact Jared through two of the links below. One is through our Tone Wars Facebook page and the other is through email. So thank you so much for your support. The live stream's about ready to start, so go pour yourself your favorite glass of whiskey or other libation and we'll be right with you. Cheers!
Welcome to Tone Wars.
Hey everybody.
Hi everybody, welcome to Tone Wars Sunday Night Edition.
Right.
What an awesome day here in Michigan. It was in the high 60s. Glorious outside.
Yeah, it was very, very nice out today.
Not humid at all.
Nope, it was perfect.
Perfect amount of wind. Just wonderful.
About as perfect of a day as you could possibly have, right?
Right,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm going to turn this fan back on.
Well, thanks for joining us tonight, guys. There's so many people in the waiting room already.
Yeah,
It was
it's
really
awesome.
exciting to see as we came down here to get hooked up. Tonight on the episode, we're going to go over some viewer comments from the You've been going live a lot over the last week or so.
Let's see. I had
It was I think there was 4 in the last 7 days, 8 days.
no, it's just the normal amount. Yeah, I did the one with Jay on Wednesday.
Yeah.
And
The
then
last Sunday, I feel like there were 2 others that I found
remember.
there too. Maybe it was just something that you put out real quick. That
Yeah, I
people
put
commented on.
that was the thing I put out this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
You ain't watched it yet.
You're right, I haven't. So viewer comments, we're going to go over Kemper legit follow-up from Wednesday.
From Wednesday, yep.
We're going to peek at Two Notes Captor X.
Yep.
That you're super
thrilled
satisfied with.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a cool product. It's a very cool product.
Yeah, we'll hear some riffs with the Kraken and Two Notes Captor X. And you've got a little treat for people again.
Yeah. So, all right, let me turn this fan. It's probably kind of loud, right?
I mean, it's good for me, but...
Yeah.
Oops,
wrong way. Direction. All right, so I did an episode with Jay from Warm Chord Music about Is the Kemper Legit on Wednesday night. And I did a preset or a profile live on the show. And I've been playing this profile for a few days now, and it turned out phenomenal.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to give it away tonight.
Nice.
So I'll put my email. I forgot to put my email address in the description. Okay, if you don't mind, type my email address in, please. And after the show, I'll put it in the description, and I'll send it out to you guys. It's a killer profile, and I'll demonstrate it tonight for you guys in a mix, and show you what I did. So there's actually 2 versions of the profile. There's a rhythm and a lead, and I put some morph stuff in there for you too to try out. So it's a really cool profile. So
what does the morph do again?
Well, it's basically it's like a crossfade. It'll crossfade from like a dry signal into a wet signal, or like lower gain to more gain, or whatever you want, whatever changes you want to make.
It's just not so abrupt. It kind of helps smooth it. Okay.
It'll make it abrupt or slow. You can morph up to like 40 seconds, I think, of a crossfade in and out of 2 different versions of that rig. So it's a really cool feature to have. Like, I got delay on one of these, and the delay is just a regular stereo delay, but I actually morphed it into a stereo delay with modulation on it. And I'll demonstrate that in a few too, and it sounds incredible. So.
All right. Well, you want to say hi to some people?
Yes.
All right, let's see who's in here. We had Sean Cassidy. It was the first one.
Sean
I said
Casey.
Cassidy, but it's Casey.
Sean Cassidy.
Here I go with the names again. It's you tonight, Sean. You're the winner. The lucky winner.
Sean Cassidy.
Sean Casey. He said, release the Kraken.
Release the Kraken. You will hear the Kraken tonight, baby. I got it ready to go.
We have Berserkerland Studios.
Hey, what's happening?
He said, wow, I finally made the show on time.
Yeah, finally.
He's updating his Kemper right now and going to take Jared's profiles for a spin while watching. Nice.
Dude, tell us what you think live, and you don't have to be brutally, be brutally honest. I was going to say, you don't have to be, you don't have to give me accolades that I don't deserve, but be brutally honest. Yep. That's what I'm looking for.
With Jason Taylor.
What's up, Jason?
We did enjoy Sunday. It was a beautiful day. We enjoyed it. Yep.
It was really good. Yeah.
Mike Jacobs, hello.
Hey, Mike. What's going on?
Jeff Cornell.
Hey, Jeff.
Return to Coda says he's looking forward to the show. I would like to know how much, if any, the attenuation has on the overall tone.
I haven't gotten into the attenuation part yet. Just so you guys know, I will do a full in-depth live stream with the Two Notes on Wednesday night. So Wednesday night at 8 o'clock, I'll be down here. I'm going to get the software going. I'm going to go through everything. I'm going to go full Henning on it.
Nice. Frank Rashad says, sup, dudes.
Hey, Frank, what's happening?
Sup, man.
Sup.
Sup. Let's see. Jeff Cornell says, in the Arnold voice release, the Kraken. Do it in the Arnold voice.
We're going to release the Kraken. We're going to do it now. Come on, get to the chopper with the Kraken and release it on the public now. Do it now. Yeah, there's a bomb. There's a bomb in the Kraken. Release it now.
Oh my gosh. And Ben Burnett. Hi.
Hey,
it's been a few weeks.
It's been a few weeks.
Nice
Miss you, buddy.
to see your name again.
Great to see you here.
He says, hi guys, only got a few minutes before off to Tammy.
Oh.
Is Tammy girlfriend?
Ben's got himself a little sweetie.
Got a little sweetheart named Tammy, Ben.
Yeah, I don't blame you, man.
Chicago Todd is here. He's in the house.
What's up, Chicago Todd?
He says he's drinking some nasty IPA. I don't know.
Oh.
That's not what he said. He did say something about it. He said Warhammer Imperial Double IPA.
Oh, she doesn't like IPAs, so anytime somebody says IPA, she's like, ew.
There was one IPA that
cotton
I
candy.
like. Cotton candy from Jay. Let's see. Scott Fulmer. He says, how was band practice? Was he last Monday's band practice?
Yeah, last Monday was awesome. Yeah, it was really good. Yeah, we got
So
some
good.
great stuff coming with that.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I can't freaking wait. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I know.
We got some good stuff. Yeah, we're working on some epic things. So it's going to be fun. It'll be a bit before we can perform it here for you guys, but
brand new, something.
Yeah.
Brand spanking stinking new.
Yeah, exactly. So we're it's in its baby steps right now, but it's we're very pleased with the progress so far.
Yeah.
I don't know why these keep popping out.
I don't know either. We got 3 more people. Paul Smith. Hey there.
Hey Paul, what's
Hang on.
happening?
He's got his Bacardi and Coke. Oh, I just disconnected. Are we streaming? Because my phone disconnected.
Yeah, we're streaming.
Well, there's 2 more people. I can't remember your names, but hi, whoever was under Paul Smith.
Let me see here. Oh, Brad Peel, what's going on, buddy?
Hi, Brad. I'm sorry, my phone has got the death spin.
Yeah, so I'll take over.
Maybe I'll disconnect from your Wi-Fi.
Yeah, dude, my Wi-Fi gets. I got a new thing. It weirds out. Yeah, Daryl McMillan, what's happening, buddy? Brad Peel. Hopefully, Brad is the guy that's responsible for the episode where I did the Rev 100P versus the Kraken.
Oh,
yeah, he's the one that sent the amp up here
from
for that.
Texas?
Yep, from Texas. Yep.
Did you say something about Texas?
Texas. Yeah, what's up, Brad? Good to see you here, man. He's a good guy. Talked to him a few times on the phone. Really cool guy.
Helix Cabana Boy called you Little Richard. Why you Little Richard?
Is it because of my hair? It's so tall.
It's a little wiggly.
Tutti frutti.
Yeah, you're going to have to explain that one. He said, hi, Kari and Little Richard.
Tutti frutti.
Oh, Steve Evanchik. I think that was, isn't that Gravel Rocks?
Yeah, he keeps changing his name.
You gotta pick one, man.
He's got too many aliases.
He says, hello, Chief Jared and Kickin' Boots. That's hilarious.
Kicking Boots.
Kickin' Boots. That's my new nickname. Daryl McMillan. I forgot if I think he was one of the ones that missed when my phone went awry.
Oh, could be. Well, you can say hi to him again. That's fine.
Hi again. All right, we made it. Chicago Todd says Warhammer Double IPA with a name like Warhammer seems appropriate for a metal show called Tone Wars.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Ugh, though.
She'll let it slide. Hey, to each their own, right?
Well, thank you, all 25 of you, for being here. And
yes.
We're going to dive in. What do you want to dive in with?
Let's talk about since I'm hooked up to the Kemper
with the purple one.
Yeah. So let's talk about the episode we did on Wednesday. Let's just do a recap. The one I did with Jay. We were talking about, is the Kemper legit? You know, does it really
something. I'm not sure what's happening there. There you go.
There, thanks. So thanks, Mom. So we were talking about, is the Kemper legit? You know, does it really profile the amps properly, and how does it sound? How does it feel? And we profiled an amp live. I had a bit of a snafu. I had the monitor associated with the Kemper so I could hear the amp turned all the way down by accident. So it was one of those oversights on my part. Oops. But
it's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. It's live TV. But the profile came out so good that I'm gonna give it away tonight. So I'll be playing it for you. But is the Kemper legit? Yes. I mean, it really did profile the amps that I'm doing so far. Very well. Very, very well.
Good.
You know, it's a good product. It definitely lives up to the hype. I think it's definitely a very good go-to direct to front of house or direct to recording product that you can use. The thing is people say it all the time, like now, like we're in the golden age of gear. Like everything is at a certain level now.
Sure.
You know, everything's like up here where they used to be like here, 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 and here, and here. Now everything's kind of in this area. Yeah. You know what I mean? Where it's like you might have something like here, another thing is here, another thing is here, and it all really depends on what you like, you know? So I could tell you this, like for 4 cable method, I prefer my Helix. Yeah. You know, I love the Helix for 4 cable to work with my amps. For direct, I prefer the Kemper, you know, and it just depends. It depends on what you like, you know. So anyways, but we talked about all the ins and outs. If you didn't get a chance to watch that episode and you're on the fence as to, you know, because I see it in the groups all the time. Yeah. You know, people come in and they're like, hey guys, you know, kind of new here, just kind of lurking around and seeing what people are thinking about the Kemper, and wonder if I should get one, and you know, and is it legit? You know, and so I seen enough people that did that where I was like, you know,
that's totally legit.
Totally legit. The Helix is totally legit as well. I mean,
Berserkerland Studios says the KSR SS4 lead is super nice. Thank you.
Oh,
thank you.
So he's already testing things out. Dude, awesome. Thank you, man. Thank you.
And Helix Cabana Boy, with the Little Richard comment, said Jared and his eyeliner.
Oh,
I miss the eyeliner. I used to be so happy when we do shows and shoot our video shoots. He'd let me put eyeliner on him. It's for the camera.
It's for the camera. Is it? Is it really for the camera, though? It's for the camera.
It helps sharpen the features.
Yeah, makes your eyes pop and sparkle. Yeah, because that's so manly to say. No, I mean, when you're filming, you know, I mean, doing videos and stuff, you have to wear something so that your eyes don't disappear under the lights. Yes. You know, obviously I'm not wearing it now.
Chimed in. He said, at Helix Cabana Boy, I caught that too. I think the term was guy liner, and we all did it in the 80s.
That's right, man. Right. Guy liner. You're guaranteed to get a chick. If you wear guy liner back then, man. Chicks totally dug it, man. Yeah. Wow, you're almost pretty as me.
It reminded me of, I'm trying to remember, Dave, what's his name?
Oh, Dave,
Darn it. I used to date Carmen Electric. Dave.
Yeah, Dave.
Navarro.
Yeah. Navarro,
That's what it reminded me of.
We used to, remember the times we'd go out? We used to play a lot of shows around here. We're about to play some more, but back when we were playing a lot, we would go out, and I'd have it on for even the stage. Yeah. Otherwise, your eyes disappear on stage. This is like 5 years ago or so. And we'd be eating at a restaurant before we get to the gig or whatever. And people, remember the time we were at, what's the place I can't stand eating at, but we used to go to?
Oh,
with the chicken strips.
Buffalo.
Yeah, Buffalo Wild Wings. I hate that place. But we would go there because my vote was, never counted. So... I'm not bitter. So we were sitting there one night, and some dude walks up to the table, and he's all like shy and stuff, and he's like, "Hey, are you Dave Navarro?" I was like, "No,"
because we'd be sitting in the middle of the day there.
Yeah. I'm like, "No." He's like, "Oh my God, you look kind of like him." Yeah. Well,
you did.
I'm not. You want my autograph anyway?
That was the one thing that was so uncomfortable about playing locally. There aren't any green rooms, so you have to arrive ready. Yeah. To go, and we're decked out.
So here I am with like the bracelets and the leather stuff and the crazy pants and the
sitting
vest.
At the diner eating our omelet.
So I'd be like wearing like this leather vest, and like and nothing under like this, but it was a leather vest, necklaces and crap, and she'd be dressed to the nines and like definitely not looking like she was,
girl next door.
Yeah, definitely not looking like that. She looked like she was ready to stop traffic. And you walk in and people be like, "What the? What planet are you guys from?"
That's funny. Well, let's get back. He says, the Chicago Todd, I've been playing the crap out of the KSR profile. He's really digging that one.
Oh, cool, man. Thank you. Yep. Thank you. That's a good profile. I'll tell you, that amp, loves to be recorded. It's one of the best recording amps out there. It's just got this mid push that's just in the right frequencies of the mids that just loves to be blasted through speakers and in a mix. I mean, that amp profiled like a champ. It really did. Once I got to know it and figured out where the mics would work best on the cab, and I could capture the whole essence of the amp, that's where it was like, and it feels great too. It's got a very, very full sound, and it's got a nice I don't know, bouncy kind of feel when you're playing it. It's just really cool amp.
Let's see. Maverick War says, "Are you more Helix or Kemper though?"
Okay, so if I'm gonna go and do a show, and let's say I'm gonna bring my Kraken with me, okay, whether it's with the 2 notes or I run through a cab and through front of house with that, I will absolutely 100% bring my Helix, because the switching, the thing I love about the Helix so much is that I can pair it with any amp that I have, any amp, and as soon as I hook in that MIDI and get the MIDI commands programmed in it, it's perfect. It switches all the channels, it handshakes, it gets along with everybody. You know,
the best.
Yeah, isn't it nice to have, you know, somebody that
gets along with everybody.
A friend that gets along with everyone. So so every amp I bring home, the Helix is like, I want to play. You know, I mean, it just wants to hook up to the amp and control it, add effects to it, and switch the channels and do all that stuff. And it does it so very well, and it's so easy. I'm not pulling my hair out. I'm not trying to figure out how to do this. It's so intuitive and easy, and the effects on it are great. So yeah, if I'm using an amp, I will bring the Helix 100%. If I don't feel like bringing my amp to a gig, and I just want to just keep it simple, I'll bring the Kemper, because I mean, let's face it, the profiles I'm doing right now, and I'm not trying to pat myself on the back, but for me and for what I do and for what I like, they're perfect. I absolutely love the profiles that I'm making. And again, they're my taste, and it's my amps that I like, and amps that I'm spending time with, and they're hooked up, dialed in, and mic'd and tweaked the way I like them. So, and the Kemper captures them perfectly. So it's like, so for direct, because I'm putting my profiles in it, I prefer the Kemper for direct. So it really depends on what I'm doing.
Right.
You know, both are great.
Mike Jacob says, played with your Kraken profiles this week. Kraken SSBT Crunch produces some great tones on my kit. Still on learning curve with my Kemper.
Ah, cool.
And then he has winky emoji and thanks.
Right back at you, buddy. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, the Kraken profiles turned out really good. And you know what's funny is I didn't realize that the Kraken is a little bit of a darker amp. You know, and you realize that when you profile it and you compare it to other profiles that you have in there, but it's not a bad thing.
Right.
What I would suggest is just turn that profile up a little bit. Don't crank the treble on it too much, because you want to keep the essence of the amp there. And man, I mean, you'll hear the Kraken in a few minutes, and it's a killer amp. It really is.
See. Maverick War says, so I think he corrected himself. What I love is the sick Ibanez you play. Love the JP guitars for sure, but you can't go wrong with a good Ibanez.
Oh yeah,
so that's from the video, right?
It's from the video. Yeah, that was that. What was that? That was the 7-string S series. I can't remember the whole model number or whatever, but I loved.
Aren't you selling those? Don't you have? Something?
I sold both of the 7s, but I have 2 6s left that I'm trying to sell. Those are S series Prestige 6 strings, and they've been sitting in cases for about 4 years.
Yeah.
I really don't play them anymore. They're great guitars. They're awesome, and they're in perfect condition.
It used to be all you played.
Yep. It used to be all I played. And can I tell a quick story?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's your show, man.
It's our show, but I don't want to. Okay, so the reason why I switched to Ernie Ball was I ordered. You remember this? I ordered an Ibanez Prestige 7-string in the trans black. Remember that? I got it for that show we did at the Crowfoot. Yeah. And I'm like, oh my God, I this is going to be incredible. I ordered it. I got it in the mail, and I opened it up, and I'm like, yes, you know, and then I opened the whammy bar package up, and guess what it had? That stupid I hate that whammy bar with the two
Looks
little
like
white
a little
bushings on it. And then the reason why I hate it is we gig a lot at the time, and we were practicing in Flint, remember?
Yes.
And we were twice a week. Yeah, that sucked. So twice a week I had to put that thing in a case, which means I had to pop the whammy bar out. Every time you pop that whammy bar out, it wears down those bushings, and they're $2 a piece, and putting them in is a pain in the rear end, and you literally had 3 pops. Once you popped it out the 4th time, the bushings wore out and the bar would be all sloppy. And I couldn't believe that they put that stupid bar in a guitar that's a Prestige unit, and it's like a newer unit.
Yeah.
It's like, that's an old bar. Why didn't they put in the other system that's in the other Prestige units? And I called them, and I'm like, I was so mad. I called them, and I'm like, why did you do this? This is the dumbest. I was so mad because I was like, I wanted this guitar, but this is a deal breaker for me. And I said, you lost a customer for life. I said, I will never go back and buy your guitars again. And
He's a man of his word.
And and I was so mad that I turned around, I shipped it back, and I bought a $3,300 guitar, and it was actually the JP15.
Yeah.
And I loved the guitar so much that I was like, oh my God, these things, it's precision craftsmanship. Yeah. And then I got into the Majesties, and I've never looked back. And it was like the worst thing that ever happened to me. If it wasn't for that, I'd still be playing Ibanez, which is fine. They're great guitars, don't get me wrong, but that's why I switched.
Umofo says, my Ibanez Gem has that same worn-out bushing floppiness.
Oh, God, I hate that.
Yeah.
It's like, why, And they're $2 a piece for those bushings, and they'll nickel and dime you to death.
Yeah.
I
know I skipped over a bunch of comments. Let's see, I gotta scroll back up.
Quick tip for you though, Mofo. Take a grocery bag and then pop the whammy bar in over top of the grocery bag, and it'll fill in that gap. And then just cut around it, and then that'll last you. That'll get you through a couple shows. Yep.
Return Dakota says the profiles are really good. I even AB'd them back to your originals and can say you have come a long way. Yes. New profiles need very little tweaking on his end.
Sweet. Dude, that's awesome. I really appreciate that very much. I sent him some about a month ago, and that's when I was using one mic, and now I'm using 2 mics.
There you go.
And I'm finding better spots to mic them with, and he's been great with the feedback. And I love it when people when they get back with me and they give me critique, because that's what I want, It's like, before you enter a room, like, is there anything in my teeth? Well, there's a piece of broccoli, you know what I mean? It's like, thanks for telling me, because if you wouldn't have told me, the whole room would have saw it, and I would have been embarrassed. So, I appreciate honesty, I really do.
Neil Blues is here. He says, rock and roll.
Hey, what's happening, buddy?
Chicago Todd. Quad Cortex is still on track for September, so another player in the market.
Yes, I will definitely be checking that out. Todd sent me the link to go in there and try and be a reviewer. So I'm going to fill that stuff out and get one sent to me. Yeah, thank you, Todd.
Yes, thank you, Todd. This is from Todd as well. The KSR has more of a chainsaw sound, higher frequencies, but I don't even know what I'm talking about. But to hear all the differences between profiles is super cool.
It is. It's really cool. I mean, it's I just like my profiles. I want them to be full, fat, aggressive, punchy, percussive, tight, and chewy, all the stuff that I talk about on the show. When I really like an amp, if it's not doing it in the profiling process, it's back to formula for me. It's like, all right, I gotta figure out why it's not doing it, and I'll keep going until I capture it. There's days I sit here and do my profiles. There's days I sit down here 5-6 hours,
and you don't even realize it.
Yeah, and I go upstairs and it's dark out. I'm like, what?
There goes that day.
Yeah, and then I got to label them all, and it's pretty nuts, man.
Aaron Short's here. Hi, Aaron.
Hey, Aaron, what's going on?
Let's see. Meal Blues says Floyd's with the collars suck also. Drop in only. I don't know what that means.
Oh, yeah. The ones that because the Floyd's with the collar, problem is you move the bar back and forth a couple times, the collar finally grabs, the bar, and then it loosens, and then next thing you know, you got Flop City. The one that I liked the best was on my Prestige Ibanez. It was the 5570, if I remember that model number correctly. That was the trem system that was the best they've ever made, because it never got loose on you. It was always tight. Every time you pop the bar in, you can hear that ping, or it's like, yeah, it's in there, and it never got loose on me. Those were excellent trem systems. They should have stuck with those, but they didn't.
Jeff Cornell, Jared, is it the original Edge trim?
I think so.
Yeah.
I'm not super familiar with all the different trem systems that they had, but it's the one where they have the two stupid white bushings on the bar. Anytime I see that, I'm like, no thanks. I will never own a guitar like that again. It really it made me mad. I mean, I was irate. It was 1800, almost $2,000, and they put that on there. I'm like, oh my God, come on.
Maverick War says, have you had issues with dead notes on premium guitars? Hear them all the time on PRS custom 24 guitars.
No. The only time I've had an issue, okay, so with exception is when my neck gets backbowed.
Yeah.
You can hear it. It's got that horrible clack to it. But that I wouldn't know if that's the same issue that you're talking about. I just adjust the neck and it goes away. But no, these guitars literally, like right out of the box. I did have to get an adjustment because I like my action super low, so I took it in and had it set up for me. But other than that, I mean, these things have been great ever since I got them. I mean, all of them have been awesome. I haven't played many other guitars because
Sense, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, every time I play anything else, it feels like a foreign object to me.
Yeah. Gravel Rocks, Steve Evenchik. What's more user-friendly, the Helix or the Kemper?
That's actually a great question because it depends on what you're doing. Here's the thing with Helix. Helix is extremely user-friendly. It's a tweaker's delight. It's made for guys who want to get in there and build a preset from scratch and add effects, move things around. It's very, very easy to do. Where the Kemper is pretty much like with some of these guys who've been testing my profiles will attest to you to this by with the you get a profile and you're going to dial the number, the amp knobs. You're just going to do bass, middle, treble, presence, and a little bit of gain here and there, up and down, and that's pretty much it. So it's the profiles are pretty much that you can tweak them. But they should need very little tweaking. If they need a lot, then you should move on to the next profile. So, but the user interface on the Helix is probably the easiest out there, bar none.
Helix Cabana Boy said the Helix by far.
Yeah, Helix is very easy to use. It's actually fun to use, like especially with the software too. Like you don't need to use the software with it because the interface itself on the unit is great. But I've never been a software guy, and then the one day while I was making profiles for my website or presets for my website for the Helix, I started using the software, and I was like, why haven't I been using this? I mean, the software is incredible, The
yawns are already starting.
Yeah.
It just went live. It's only 7:30.
Yeah, geez.
Need some protein or something.
Yeah, you need something in you. Quickly. What was I going to say? So a testament to how awesome the Helix interface is, Axe-Fx kind of copied it when they came out with the Axe-Fx 3. So what does that tell you? I mean, they did a lot of the same stuff. So that's a very good testament to it.
It's poking me in the pack there.
Oh, your in-ears?
Yeah. Gunnerman54, thank you very much for the super chat.
Dude, thank you.
I appreciate it. We both appreciate it. And Chicago Todd, too. Thanks for the free profiles. These are all great.
Oh, he said thank you. Oh, you're welcome, buddy. Thank you so much, man. We really appreciate it. Yeah, make sure you email me. I'll send you over these MT15 ones that turned out freaking magic. These are great.
Yeah, Jay just showed up. He said, I'm here. Just finished grilling my filet.
Grilling the filet. What's up, man?
We're going to need to come over and have one of these grilled fillets.
Yeah. Yeah, what's up, man?
Yeah.
Yeah. Waiting for the invite.
Maverick War. PRS said it's common when two frequency cancel out sound, and it happens a lot on their 24 fret custom. which I couldn't believe for a company that makes so much money and has been building this instrument for 3 decades.
Wow, that's crazy. I've never heard of that. On most of the high-end guitars, you should not get that. I mean, I'm picky. Like, if I'm spending that much on a guitar, it better not have any issues, man. I mean, it better be freaking amazing right out of the box. Right. I can get a setup, because everybody's different. But for that kind of money, that thing
you should open it and it should sing.
Yeah, doves should fly out of the freaking case when you open it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Confetti and...
Yeah, you should have a parade come by your house when you open it.
Spend that kind of money on it. The Chicago Todd says, speaking of that website... You've been busting your patootie.
Yeah, I have been. My patootie hurts right now.
I have let so many things go that you have said this evening. I've just been like, nope, let it go, Karen. Let it go, Karen.
Let it go.
So many things. I'm just being really nice to you tonight.
Oh, yeah. Why? You shouldn't be. You're usually ragging on me, so... yeah, the 20th is my launch date. It's I hate saying that because if anything goes wrong, I have to push it forward, but that's my goal. So next Sunday night, we'll probably be having a website celebration.
Oh, and I won't be here next Sunday.
You won't?
I'm sorry. It's Father's Day.
I just found out.
I'm sorry.
Oh, poop.
And it's the launch?
Yeah. You gonna miss my launch? All right. Unfriend. No, I get it. You got more important things to do. But so I'll be hopefully launching it on Sunday. If everything works the way it should, it will be that. And as a backup, within a few days of that, if it doesn't. But I don't foresee it being an issue. I mean, right now we're just taking care of all the technical stuff, and I just got to zip all the files and upload them, and we're good.
Kablowie.
Yep. Kablowie. Yep.
Jay says with the super chat, thank you very much. He says, we are invited as soon as the patio is finished this month.
Ah, sweet. Thanks, man. See, that's what you got to do. You got to guilt people. Hey, man. Waiting for that invite.
It worked. We got one. And he paid us, too.
Yeah. That's how it's done, guys. Make people feel horrible, and they'll invite you over to their house and super chat you.
I'm surprised he didn't request Arnold. You wasted your super chat, Jay.
Yeah, you wasted it. You got to give another one if you want an Arnold. He'll probably send over 99 cents.
You're evil. Steve Evenchek. The PRS SE guitars I have would not stay in tune. I had to replace all the nuts with Graph Tech. It's a well-known thing.
See, that's the thing. On a guitar that much... And this is going to get me on my soapbox for a second here.
Oh, boy.
You spend that much on a guitar, and they're not going to put a good, high-end nut on it or just different other parts and stuff. It's just stupid, and it takes me right back to, even with the amps, here's a $4,000 amp, and it's got 2 channels. Whoa. That's all it's got. No MIDI, no nothing, just 2 channels and a shared EQ. Give me a freaking break, It's like, for that kind of money... Do I have sucker on my foot? You know what I mean? It's like, come on, people. Give us our money's worth. Yeah. I mean, and I've been spoiled because these, and I sound so high-minded, but I'm not. I'm just trying to, I humbly say this.
You're just a snob.
Yeah.
You're a guitar snob.
I'm a guitar snob. But these here are just a little over $3,000, and they have every feature you could possibly think of. Yeah. Neck through design, the mahogany, the wood is mahogany, it's beautiful. It's got the ebony fretboard, stainless steel frets.
You've been crying while you're playing? You got some snot streaks here.
Snot dribble. And it's got an active, system in it with a, with a preamp for a 20 dB boost, 3-way switch, and you get the piezo. I mean,
Tone Wars brought to you by
exactly. And you get the truss rod adjustment here, not here, where it matters most is here. That's all the stuff they thought of, and it's just when you get something like this, I don't mind spending the money, but if I'm going to spend it, it has to be up to par with that price. So it's like, and same thing with I'll give you 2 other quick examples. The Kemper, $1,700, and you get all that stuff. amazing effects, amazing amp profiles, and the ability to profile your amps and take them with you everywhere. And the Helix, around $1,700. You get tons of great functionality, routing, control, ins and outs. The I/O on it's amazing. You do get good amp models in it as well. And it's like when you get spoiled by great products that are priced accordingly, and you get another expensive product, and it's like, oh, they put a cheap nut on it, or this. It's like, really? I'll send it back. You know, it's like that old discount tire commercial. If you don't like our tires, just return it. It's got the old lady throwing it through the window. It's like, there's your freaking tire.
I'm going to skip over a couple of comments that we'll come back to, but Jay just sent another super chat. And it says, an impression of Arnold orders a pair of boots for Kari.
Oh my God.
I would like some red high-heeled boots.
Oh my God.
With leopard print trim.
With what?
Leopard print trim.
Leopard print trim with red leather?
Red leather boots
oh my
with
God.
leopard print trim, yeah.
Hello, is this the boot store? Yeah, I need to order some boots for this girl here. She won't leave me alone. She keeps wanting the stupid boots. I don't know why she wants so many boots. All she has to do is get to the chopper and go get her own damn boots, but she wants me to get them for her. I'm tired of it. What color do you want?
Red.
So sick of the red. Give her the red boots. Yes. All right. What else do you want, high maintenance girl? What do you want?
They have to have leopard print trim on them.
Good Lord, the leopard trim. We'll put the stupid leopard trim on it too. Kill a leopard. I don't know why you want to kill a leopard. You're so mean to the animal. I don't get it. Just throw the bomb at the leopard and take the skin off and put it on the boot. Okay, so we ordered the boot for her. Here's the boot.
Yes.
How much? Oh my God, you got to be kidding me. I have to do another movie just to pay for the boots now. Terminator 10, here I come.
There you go.
Worth it. It was so worth the $1.99 for that.
Good Lord.
All right, let's go back up. The Chicago Todd. If you ever get a chance to try an Aristides? Aristides? Aristides guitar. Her.
Oh, yeah. I've heard of those, yeah.
Okay, you don't know how to say it
Articides.
either. Articides, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, then it jumped
It's
in.
Articides.
Articides.
It's not Aristides.
Articides.
Aristides is a Greek god who made guitars and they called it the Articides. Come on.
It keeps jumping up. You guys, thank you for the super chats, and I keep losing my place. Scott Fulmer, thank you. He says thank you for all you do.
Oh,
You're very welcome, Scott. I just love doing this for you.
Paul Smith sent a super chat as well.
oh, thanks, man.
Okay. Back
Thank you
to
so
the
much.
Greek God guitars.
Yes.
He says, highly recommended. They're amazing, super resonant. Build quality is extreme. Neck is slicker than snot.
Slicker than snot.
Super high tech and feels and sounds amazing.
Yeah, I heard they're really good guitars. I really did hear, a lot of good things about them. I haven't heard anything bad about those, actually. If I ever get a chance to get my hands on one, I'd love to have it on the show.
Maverick War. Tom Anderson or Sewer Next PRS are shocking at the moment. Also, I only use a JVM 410 and might get the Pod Go for some effects after that review the other day.
Oh, cool, man. Yeah, I'll tell you, the Pod Go, I think, is one of Line 6's most fun, enjoyable products. It's just very fun, easy to use. And again, like the Helix, it pairs really well with any amp, and you run it 4-cable method, and you got yourself great effects. And I actually love working with it. I have it upstairs a lot of times in the living room because it doesn't take up a lot of space. And if I'm feeling inspired, I got some studio monitors up there. I'll just plug into it and write something with it. And just, I don't know, it's just a lot of fun to use. Very, very easy to use.
Steve wants an update on Motor City's opening.
It should be Monday. Is everything opening here on Monday?
I thought everything opened last Monday, but I'm not anybody, so
Yeah.
I don't know.
It should be Monday. I think it's going to be Monday 15th, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay,
15th.
Monday.
I'm pretty
That's
sure.
tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow. Yeah, I'll be there. I'm going. I'm just going to go.
Well, you better hurry up and come back before band practice.
I will.
Or the studio,
Yeah,
or whatever it is.
Sure, Mom.
That's right. Get your stuff done.
Yeah, get my homework done and my chores and eat all my veggies.
Yes.
And then I could go.
Yes.
Thanks.
Don't be late.
I'll be late. Trust me.
Always.
I'm always a few minutes late.
The bane of my existence.
Yes.
Okay, Mike Forrester. How do the medium jumbo frets compare with jumbo frets? They're a little smaller.
Yep. Honestly, you know.
What she said.
Honestly, I really every guitar I think I've ever had, as far as I know, I could be wrong about this, had the jumbos on it. I think I never really paid attention to what they had. I just liked how it felt and sounded, and it was like, well, it could be medium jumbo. I don't know. I'm actually thinking about getting my frets filed.
Say that again.
My frets filed.
Frets filed.
My frets filed.
My frets filed.
My frets filed.
I'm gonna get a pedicure soon. Get your frets filed. I'll get my toes filed.
Exactly. So yeah, I'm gonna get my frets filed. I think on one guitar and just see what it's like. From what I hear, everybody's like, "Well, if you do it on one, you can do it on all because they're amazing."
Jason Taylor, don't be rude. He sent a super chat and he said, "Hey Henning, if you're watching this, take tips from Jared on how to create 2-hour-long videos." What am I missing?
He's kidding.
I mean, you are long-winded.
Henning's long-winded.
Oh.
Yeah, Henning's like,
so you're short.
"Hello to people. Hello." That's Henning. Henning's awesome though. He does great reviews, very in depth. Carrie's kidding, by the way, Jason. But yeah, Henning does pretty long.
Wait, what am I kidding about?
You said, "Don't be rude."
Oh. I thought he was being rude.
No, he's being silly. No, Henning is a very, very good reviewer, but he goes, you know, it's funny, like when I get a lot of jobs, like if I'm doing like an apartment complex and I'm washing that day, a lot of times I'll pull one of Henning's reviews up because I know he'll keep me company for at least 2 hours or 3 hours. And he goes really in depth with things and stuff. So it's kind of funny that he said that because, yeah, Henning's pretty long-winded. But if you like the long format, he's your guy, you know.
Nice.
Yes. Thanks, Jason.
Like
that's hilarious.
Long format.
Yeah. That's hilarious, Jason.
Chicago Todd said your impression is priceless. Aaron Short, when 3.0 releases, you may wish you had the power of the Helix floor, something worth considering.
Yeah, Frank says 3.0.
Yes.
Oh my, dude, 3.0. I'm telling you, Frank, man, you guys have been hyping that up. I wonder what you guys got under your sleeve, your sleeves about that.
He just super chatted $10 too.
Thanks, Frank. Thank you so much. Yeah, there's been a lot of hype.
Is there something you'd like to release on our show?
Yeah.
Is there some news that you'd like to give us the scoop on?
Yeah, just give it all away right now, Frank. Just tell everybody what's in 3.0.
Do it. I'm waiting.
We won't tell anybody. No one ever watches this show anyways.
It's only 39 right now.
Yeah, so, you know, we'll all agree that we're not going to, you know, we're not going to say anything.
So I went back up. Jeff Cornell says, how about the Baptist preacher? Does that mean anything to you?
Baptist
Did I miss something? It might correlate to something else, but maybe.
Baptist preacher. Yeah, I'm at a loss. Sorry.
Maybe you have to explain if it's important. And there's a person in here, and I'm not going to be able to pronounce their name. It's Cire. Is that... I can't even... Kiri?
I don't know.
Cireorhcs. He says, I just joined. Is Carrie singing?
Oh, Siri. Maybe Siri? I don't know.
Yeah. I'm not singing tonight, but if you go back last week and the week before.
Yeah, she sang.
Yeah.
She sang it. Thanks for asking, though.
Yeah, we'll do it again next. Well,
we'll be here next week. Yeah. I just found out too, guys. This is my life. You know, this is what happens to me.
Let's
find out.
Mule Blues. Yes, hit the likes, everybody. You can X out of the live chat, hit the like button, and then come back into the live chat. Let's see, Damien thanked you for the profiles. They really cut through mixes.
Oh, cool. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you for saying that.
Chago Tad says I'm a keeper. He says her comment about fret size. She's a keeper. Mofo says he likes jumbos way more than medium. And Helix Cabana Boy says a new show, Guitar Tips with Kari. It would be like a SNL skit. We should do that. Like have a pun.
Yeah.
We could film every week. Guitar Tips with Kari.
So this little thingy here.
It would be super funny, you have to admit.
It probably would. Well, actually, speaking of that, I'm working on some stuff right now that we're going to have in the waiting room. I call the before we go live the waiting room.
Yes.
I'm working on stuff that be little, not just the music videos, but other things for you guys, tips and tricks and stuff like that, that I'm going to put in there. So stay tuned for that. That'll be coming soonish. I just got to find the time to shoot it. It's with the website and my business and stuff. It's been really hectic, but I'm definitely working on that stuff.
Frank is not giving it up. He said nope.
Oh!
Shoot.
Well, we tried. We tried. Yeah.
Just saying, though. You know where we are.
Yeah. You know where I is.
You know where we are. Ben Burnett, thank you so much for the super chat. Oh. Helix 3.0 times 10 in celebration of the new 3.0 coming out.
Oh, man. Thank you so much, dude. Thank you, Ben. It's been a while since we've seen Ben. We missed you, buddy. It's good to see you here. Thank you so much, Ben.
Dust Devil, Jared, have you tried a scalloped neck guitar?
Yes. Oh my God, those are so hard to play.
What is it?
Well, they see how the frets are right here? Yeah. They actually route them down, so there's like a dip. Feel them. You push down on the string and you actually get vibrato by pushing down on it. Yngwie Malmsteen's, all his guitars are scalloped. And they're so hard to play. It's very difficult. I shouldn't say it's very difficult. It's more difficult. Because your fingers sink into the strings more. You don't have the wood to stop you, so they go in further. So it feels different. It feels really weird. But for some reason, they really work for some guys, you know? Yep.
Let's see. Maverick War, how do you handle the pressure of stage fright on stage? Any tips, or does it just come natural?
We both can attest to that. I'll let you start.
Mine was just keep doing it, you know? When there's so many points I could start from. Honestly, the short answer is you just do it. Yep. And you might suck the first, handful of times, and then you don't suck so much. Yeah. And then it just becomes, old hat. I still, because we haven't performed out as often as we used to. I mean, when I sing on here, I get a little nerves. My heart pounds and I can't breathe and dry, but then once I get rolling, it all comes back. So that's I don't have any, look at everybody and imagine them in their underwear. That's whatever. That just makes me giggle.
Nice whitey tighties, bro. Yeah,
Got the emoji underwear.
Yeah. Underoos, huh? Yeah. Well, aren't you an adult?
But just don't let the fear and the anxiety stop you. Yeah. That's been my life since 2011. You just do it. You just keep doing. You're not gonna die. Yeah. Really, you're not gonna die. Just do it.
For me, I can give you a couple examples. Okay, so when I first started doing live strems here and playing for you guys and doing,
you were so grumpy. So grumpy, stressed out.
So when we did it as a band. There were a couple live streams that we did as a band. You can't see it on camera, but I was like a waterfall of sweat. It was like I was a bag of nerves. I didn't want to screw up because to me, when I play on here, it's forever. So like you play on stage and you make a mistake, it whizzes right by everybody. And it matters for a second or two, and then there's other stuff going on. So but on here, it's there on the replay for everybody to see. And you know how social media is. Everybody makes comments that they would never say to your face, but they say it on your video, like, oh, you suck, or, And so I was a mess the first probably, I would say the first month and a half of live streams that I did on Wednesday nights with gear, I was a wreck, you know, playing live. And the whole time I'm playing, I'm like, don't screw up, don't screw up, don't screw up. And I'm like second guessing everything that I did. But what got me through it was, like what Kari said, doing it. You just have to do it. You have to just, the only way to get over your fear of playing in front of people is to play in front of people. Number one. Number two, being very well prepared. So if you're well rehearsed, yeah, if you're well rehearsed, the muscle memory will take over. And a lot of times, we were talking about this a couple weeks ago.
Even with remembering words.
Yeah, I close my eyes and just go wherever my hand lands. It's natural, and I follow where the muscle memory is. And then once I find that note I'm second guessing on, the rest of it just comes back to me. You know, just like with you, sometimes you just need to see the first word.
Yeah.
Sometimes or whatever, and you'll remember everything else. So it's just you know, it comes back to you that way. And you really, like, now when I screw up on the channel, I laugh about it. So when you first start out with it, you're nervous as hell, and you don't want to make any mistakes. And then you get to the point where you're really tight because you've over practiced and you're really concentrating. And then you get to the point where you should be, where you're relaxed. And you do screw up every once in a while, but it doesn't get to you. You actually laugh about it and go, whatever, I'm human. Because after a while, you just realize, I'm human, I'm going to make mistakes. I saw John Petrucci make a mistake. You were with me at that concert, and I'm not kidding you, it was bad. And he was up there, it was, I can't remember the name of the song. It had a really big...
And the only person that would know is you.
Yeah. and him. And I saw the look on his face. I wish I knew the name of the song, but it had that solo on it that reminded me of a Journey song, and it was an outro solo, and he got behind the beat and got screwed up for like 3 seconds, and then he looked over at my Young, the bass player, and just had a little laugh with him, and it was like, whatever. and he caught himself and made up for it. But see, if you get too uptight about it, it will derail you.
Remember the time I almost quit the band?
Yes.
I had a bad show.
Yep.
We recorded that. Oh, I wish we wouldn't have. But somebody gave us the recording of it. We did the show, came back here, was eating some chicken, going over the footage. And it was so bad. I couldn't even finish eating the chicken. I threw it away, walked out. I called him on the way home, and I was like, I'm quitting. I'm quitting.
I'm firing myself. I suck.
I don't deserve to be in your band. And here I am, 6 years later.
Exactly.
5 years, whatever it was.
$5,000 and 5 years later. No, it's just there's a point in time where it really does change over to where you don't care. Do I still get nervous when I go live here? Well, of course I do. I still get a little bit of nerves, but that's a good thing because it's energy, you know? And I have made mistakes on this show. I'll probably make one tonight, you know? And but it's just, I get to the point now, in fact, it was a couple Sundays ago, you even looked over at me, you're like, yeah, somebody pooped the bed there. I did. I totally ruined one of the solos, but I didn't get all upset about it, because you just realize after a while...
it's a nice place.
Yeah, and here's the other thing. The more you play, the easier it gets, and the more times that in your mind... you know you'll have to redeem yourself. So it's not like the one show a year that you played you're not so uptight about. You got one next week. You'll make up for it then. So
yeah, Warm J said repetition is key. I've played hundreds of shows on drums and don't get nervous anymore. But if I had to play guitar on stage now, I'd be a bag of nerves.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Practice.
Yeah. Because muscle memory it's real. It really does matter.
Jeff Cornell, about the Baptist preacher, he said, you did a Baptist preacher impression a few months back on a Wednesday night.
I did. I can't remember. A Baptist preacher.
I don't know. I must not have watched that.
I'll have to work on that one and get back with you.
Jason Taylor says he loves Henning. He's hilarious. Just some ribbing. He was ribbing.
Oh, no, I know. I get it. Yeah, it's funny. You know, Henning's awesome. Hello to people. That's what he sounds like. Hey, it's Henning.
Maverick Wars. Shout out for Brian May being voted best rock guitarist of all time.
Yeah, it's about time they got somebody in there that, you know, is very good. He has a lot of eclectic solos and just amazing music that he's written with Queen and stuff. I mean, the guy's just incredible, and he's got his own tone going on, his own thing. Plays with a coin as opposed to pick, and
have you tried that?
Yeah, it's too round for me. I can't do that. I think he's changed now to a pick that has like the same material or same whatever. I don't know. I don't follow every little thing that he does, but there was a time when he played with a coin back in the late 70s, early 80s, and but he was the guy that used the treble booster and the Vox amps and stuff. So yeah, I'm glad that they gave it to a guy like that too, because it doesn't always have to be the guy that can play the fastest. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, Brian May's...
Fast is cool, but...
Yeah, well, Brian...
The old version of Jared, you've always been a very good storyteller, but they were fast stories. And then there was a point, I think when you got the piezo, is that when?
I started slowing down a little bit when I really started...
You wrote like a Spanish guitar solo at one point, and it was a new chapter for you. Yeah,
I mean... I started learning that,
now if I can just get you to slow down walking. You're walking speed.
Yeah, I walk way too fast.
Speedy Gonzalez.
I look like I'm going to go tail on somebody all the time. Everywhere I go, I'm tailing.
It's like on a mission.
Somebody did something. No, but I think that it's important to play stuff that people can remember. Because if you can remember, it meant something to you. And Brian May is great at that, and there's so many iconic solos that he's done that are just, a lot of guitar players can play it. But you don't have to be like untouchable as far as your technique goes to be the best player. You just have to be somebody that writes stuff that really puts a hush over a room. Yeah, and Petrucci's another one. He really is. Like, if you've ever been to a Dream Theater concert, like, everybody stops drinking their beer and puts their phones down and just literally pays attention. Every guitar solo are, like, glued to him, And it's like, and every time he gets done, the whole place goes nuts. I mean, it's just incredible,
Yeah.
So that's how you know you've achieved some sort of greatness as a writer. See, because you got to be a good player, but also a better writer. You got to write good solos, Because I've seen plenty of shreddy guys, it's like, and after like 3 songs, you're like...
That's what you remember.
Yeah, all I hear is, and it's like, it's like, I remember that solo. Remember that solo he played? It was kind of like, you're like, no, it's kind of like, oh, you're right. You can't hum it. It doesn't mean anything to you,
You gotta take somebody on a journey.
Yeah, tell a story.
Yeah, Steve Evenchek, this was a little earlier, but I missed it. Get the Diesel VH4 or Herbert pedal. They're awesome. Yeah,
I definitely want to see, as soon as Motor City opens back up, I want to see if they have them in stock.
Yeah.
Yeah. Check them out.
We are caught up with the comments. I'm going to go find some viewer comments.
Yeah, right? She's going to do viewer comments, and then after that, I will play this profile. You know what? Let me put in my email address.
Oh, yeah, because I didn't get it. Sorry.
Because you failed miserably. So there's my email address right there, and for you guys.
I wonder if this guy's still watching, because he was the first comment that I screenshotted, and I can't say his name. Sear Orx. Kari or Hicks. It's probably not even your real name. Like that other dude.
Oh,
Daniel
yes.
Laird. What did I call him? His name was Daniel, but he spelled it backwards.
Laird.
I don't know. It's probably not even your real name. If it is, I'm really sorry.
She butchers names.
No, I'm decent.
You're a name butcher.
I'm decent. Everybody makes mistakes. All right, he says, have you used this with the little Joyo zombie? And what are you using? It's that one. He says, have you used that with the Joyo zombie? Have you used this with that little Joyo zombie?
Oh, the Two Notes? No, I haven't.
Okay.
No, I'm sorry, I haven't used that yet with it. No.
I wish I knew how to pronounce your name. If you're watching, tell me.
Yeah.
Spell it out. Let's see. Iceman7511 says the Arnold impressions are legit. Pants poopingly funny. Great show. They are.
Thank you.
Joe McKinney says, awesome to see the intro video. Good job.
Thank you, Mr. Poopy Pants.
Poopy Pants.
Mr. Poopy Pants.
Mark, 6 days ago, he said, spill the profiles, buddy. Sounds great. I did miss the live stream. Can I still get the profiles?
Yes, and I sent them to him. Yes, I did. Yeah, I sent them to a lot of guys that didn't watch the live stream because I don't want to be that guy. No. No soup for you. Not the profile Nazi.
All right. Ramton Aney. It's probably not your real name either, but that's what it says. Ramton Aney. A week ago. Great channel, my friend. Very informative. Subscribed right away.
Thank you.
Would you please guide me to which amp I should buy among a Marshall DSL 100, JVM 205H, an EVH 5153, 50 watt, and Randall Diavolo? I've heard Marshall has more compact sound. Thank you. Keep up the good work.
Oh, good question. Depends on what you want to do. If you're a metal guy, I'd go with the EVH. If you're more of a classic rock guy, go with the Marshalls. EVH would do classic rock, but it might be a little much for some guys. So it just depends on what you want to do. So
it's not a cut and dry answer.
No, it really depends on what you're playing. It's just like, what kind of car should I buy?
And you should tell them to not buy the Marshall, get the MT-15.
Yeah, well, the MT-15, I think I did say that in there. Like,
there were 4 applies. I didn't screenshot.
Yeah, I mentioned if you considered the MT-15, because that amp right there, it should be in everyone's collection. Honestly, I really, the clean channel on it is freaking amazing. Yeah. The crunch channel on it is like, it's so good. It's chocolatey. Dark, snarly chocolate. It's just got a great sound, and you slam it with an overdrive, and it's just beautiful. It's glorious, and you're going to hear it in a minute in the Kemper here. It's just a great amp.
Barry agreed with you. Barry Processor says, I really don't think it's possible to beat the sound of the MT-15 for the price. Yeah,
you really can't. Yeah. You really can't, Barry. I agree with you agreeing with me, and we both agree on that. It literally is, for pound, dollar for dollar, one of the best amps out there, bar none. It really is, Then
we have AZDH 85224. He said Sphinx is always so good. Is that available for download anywhere?
Oh, thank you. I'll be playing it tonight, but I will be recording, and I've been getting some requests about the songs, and I appreciate that very much. People are like, man, where can I get this, And it's kind of like Rabia did, what Rabia did. He actually had a lot of that too, way more than I did, obviously. He writes some great stuff for his reviews, and the stuff he writes is so good. It's I want to listen to it, and they're short songs, and they're great because it's just a short. You're not really dedicating a lot of time to it, and I will be recording them someday this year and releasing those for you guys, and I look forward to doing that.
Sweet, dude. Jay wants you to do another impression.
Oh my God.
You want to save it for later?
Jay's been drinking the beers tonight, hasn't he?
Jay, everybody's gonna leave.
British.
Elitist rips on sleeves.
Rips on sleeves. British.
What are sleeves for anyway?
Oh dear, what do you wear those sleeves for? I don't even understand why anybody would wear them. To cover your little spaghetti noodle arms? Is that why? Oh, trifle with me with your little sleeves, you man boy. Get out of here, you silly little twit. And your sleeves, I shall cut your sleeves off and strangle you with them, and hang you from the nearest tree, until you suffocate to death and your face turns blue. Yes, I shall do that.
Sleeves.
I don't like them at all.
Do you remember this week I sent you the cooling shirt? I found this ad on Facebook, and I was like, because he works in the sun all day, he owns a pressure washing business, and constantly complains about how hot it is. I sent him the link. I'm like, look, it's got this cooling technology in it. And he responds, nope, it's got sleeves.
It's got sleeves. I literally said that. It's got sleeves. I ain't wearing that crap. I don't want a tan line right here. The farmer tan. Oh dear. You're shoveling manure all day with your farmer tan sleeves. You silly little man.
Oh, let's see. Maverick War. On my previous comment about the Podgo, would I be better with the HX FX or Stomp Box rather than a Podgo, or do we think the Podgo should do the job?
Well, it depends. And I know I keep saying it depends, but if you want channel switching, then you would want to go with something that has MIDI. If you don't want channel switching, then get the Podgo. The nice thing about the Podgo is it's all inclusive. Like you got the pedal, the expression pedal that can act as volume or wah, and then you got all the great effects, and then you have amp models in it to like if your amp takes a crap on you on stage, you got amp models in the Podgo that'll take over for you and act as a spare tire minimally. They're good amp models, especially the new ones, the revs. They're great. But if you have to have MIDI control, the Podgo does not have that, so you would want to use something like the HX effects. So if you just need effects and you want control to switch your amp on the channels, get the HX effects because it'll do that for you. So
there you go. La la la. Oh, sorry, Jeff Cornell says clean out your shorts before you get to the Chappa. Mule Blues. EVH Blue Channel can do classic rock. Jay says, none of the above. Get a rev to do the guy that was asking between the Marshalls.
the revs are definitely good amps too. Yep. Good amps.
Frank says, DSC.
Dark
snarly turtle. Steve, Evan Jake, put an EQ in the effects loop of the MT-15 and holy smokes, you won't believe it.
Yeah.
And Jay said the beers are flowing tonight.
I kind of had a feeling.
All right, we are caught up.
All right, cool. Well, let's give a quick listen to the Kemper profile that I'm giving away. So I'm just going to play a couple of the crappy riffs that you guys are probably sick of on it.
I'm not sick of them.
Well, I'm sure somebody is. Because I actually had a guy from Egypt a couple months ago go, dude, can you play some different riffs? I probably should, but I just, it's weird.
There's two schools of thought with that. Because, yes, it would be nice to hear some fresh stuff. And you have fresh stuff that you can record. Yeah. But also, you have it in your memory. Like, you're used to hearing it. Yeah. And so then when you hear it on a different piece of gear...
they're my tire kicking riffs. And I'll guarantee you, every guitar player watching right now or in the future is going to agree with me. Like, when you play an amp or a new pedal or anything, you play your go-to tire kicking riffs at sound check, at everything. It's the same stuff you play every time because you know how things respond to those riffs, and that's what you're poking around. You're looking for things, and if it doesn't do what you need it to do, you either make the adjustments or take a pass. So, all right. So the first one you're going to hear is the rhythm, and it morphs into a big rhythm that has a little bit of a modulated delay. The second one is a lead version of it that has delay on it, stereo delay, but it also has on the morph version it has a modulated delay on it, which is kind of fun to mess around with. So, hopefully I dialed this in good. Let me mute the mic and see what we got. Okay, so now I'm going to morph up into the one where it has a little bit of chorus and modulated delay on it. Here we go. Okay, so if I want to tighten it up a bit, I could turn the gain down a hair to like my sweet spot, which is 5.5, and then we'll see how that sounds. Okay, that actually sounds a little better with the gain down. I didn't adjust this yet. This is what I was going to adjust this before I send it out to you guys. But I'm going to save that right now. Go ahead and store it. So there it is, because I profiled it and the gain was a little higher, and I'm going to leave it up for the lead channel.
Yeah, Helix Cabana Boy says maybe a bit more gain. Maverick, I think this is the second time he asked this question. Can you play Glasgow Kiss? I feel like it's deceptively difficult.
Oh, no, I've never attempted to play that, but that is a great song. I have John Petrucci's solo album, and he's got a new one that's coming out too, by the way. But
you know what was that John just shared with us? Oh, I'm gonna forget their name. They just are coming together. They're merging.
Oh, Circus Maximus and Pagan's Mind.
Yes,
Dude.
They've come up with a new
I can't wait
project
to see that.
called
starts with
the R.
The something. The Revival.
The Revival.
Yeah.
So if you're a fan of prog and heavier music,
you want to follow
that out for sure.
It's gonna be sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be really cool. But yeah, I haven't learned. The thing is I'm not much of a song learner. You know, it's not something I'm good at.
Seriously,
is learning songs.
dudes.
Yeah.
Me trying to get him to learn some of these covers, it's taken me 2 years for him to sit down.
Yeah, it's not something I'm good at. I'm not good at.
Hates it.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's frustrating for me because I don't think that way. I'm more of a songwriter, and I hate it when I say things like that because it makes me sound high-minded. Like, hey, I'm a songwriter. I don't step down in other people's trifly little crappy songs. I write them. But it's just my mind works that way. I love writing.
You can always put your own spin on that.
Yes, I can.
That's how I finally sold them.
But I still got to learn it to spin it. So yeah, I've never tried learning any of those songs. And you're right. I mean, everything John Petrucci plays it's probably very difficult.
Brad Chimke is here.
Hey, what's up, Brad? How you doing, buddy?
Doing some Jaeger shots.
Doing some Jaeger. Well, cheers, buddy.
Frank Rashad says he needs live music. Nice job.
Thank you. I'll tell you what. This is just for Frank. Let's do the Sphinx.
Yes, thank you.
Let's do the Sphinx. Let me just pull it up right now. I think I sound checked that one today. Yes, I did.
Frank says, dude, FW Circus what was it's not Pagan's Mind. What's FW Circus Maximus is all Helix. What's FW?
Oh yeah. Yes. Is it
Probably somebody's name.
Mats Hugen, the guitar player. He's a freaking beast of a guitar player. One of my favorite guitar players, and he got himself a Helix. Yep, he's playing Helix now. So
great band. If you're not familiar, check out Circus Maximus.
Dude, Circus Maximus 9 is the best album they've ever done.
Yep.
It's money. Every song is a complete hit. They're all great. It's like pop meets prog.
My Aunt Debbie is in there, and she put a muscle flexing. I'm like, does she want you to flex, or does she like the music? You want to see a muscle, or did you like that music?
Well, let me play the Sphinx first. All right, so I'm going to play the Sphinx real quick, and then see if I can't, play it properly. So here we go. Okay, so there's that whole 2 profiles in a mix, and I used the 2 snapshots. I used the 2, the different morph settings, so you got, the regular dry. And then when the song kicked in, I morphed up to the one with the modulation with the modulated chorus on top, or modulated delay on top of it. So you can hear the modulated repeats there, right? It's kind of cool. And then
You're getting lots of love. I just want you to know.
Well, thank you. Thank you, guys. So I appreciate that. And then the delay I set on here is a nice stereo ping pong delay. Excuse me. So, like, nice delays there, but I also have the modulated delay, so hear that modulation there? Isn't that cool? It just makes things more interesting, and the thing is when you're performing and you hear that in your in-ears, it's just like you're up there just going, oh my God, this is so much fun. Like I'm literally painting with my favorite colors right now, and you get to hear everything, and it just sounds absolutely incredible. So I love, one of my favorite things to do is when I'm performing on stage is I look out to the people that are really paying attention, which there's like 3 of them usually.
All dudes with their noses glued to your board.
To the board. They're like, is it what you're playing, bruh? But the thing is the 3 guys that are paying attention, I love to see the look on their face when you throw different effects out.
Yeah.
And they're like,
oh,
yeah, you've seen it too. They're like, oh, that was, and I use the stereo delay and it ping pongs around the room and the little modulation effects. And a lot of times I use a stereo delay with modulation on it on breakdowns and stuff when you're just coming in and out of things and you let the delay kind of speak, like be your hype man, and then people can hear those modulated effects and they're like, it's just different, and it's just another flavor that you can offer people. So it's just, that's why
nice.
So you'll get all this stuff for free when I send them to you guys. So
Mike Jacobs sent a super chat. He says, shred like an Egyptian. shred like an Egyptian.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate that. That's funny. Thank
Maverick asked earlier, he was like, I want to join more of these live sessions, but he's from the UK.
Oh.
Do you record live sessions in a certain time or announce these anywhere? So we go live twice a week. I'm with Jared here on Sunday nights, every Sunday night at 7, unless it's a holiday or something like that. And then he goes live every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock and does different gear demos.
Yes, and this Wednesday I'm going to do a gear demo about the Two Notes. We're going to go full blown. I'm going full Henning. Hello to people. Yeah, I'm going full Henning that night. So we're going to do pretty in-depth stuff. I'm going to play a lot of mixes for you guys.
Yeah.
And speaking of which, I'm going to switch guitars.
Yeah.
So that I can use that. I'm going to do a couple things with that too.
Maverick, if you like and subscribe our channel, then you'll get the notifications. Turn the notifications on, and every time he goes live, you'll know. And then I think you also asked the purpose of the band wrapped around the top of your guitar. I saw that what is his name? Aaron answered. It's just to help with fret noise.
It's not only that, but let me do a quick little thing with that. Okay. So a lot of guys use it in the studio to help with a little bit of string noise and stuff like that, but I use it for a couple of reasons, and I'll demonstrate one of them hopefully properly for you now. Okay, so these are called fret wraps by Groove Gear, or Grove Gear, or whatever you want to call it. I don't know how to pronounce things either. So having
a rough night tonight.
We ain't good at pronouncing stuff here. I don't even know how to pronounce my own damn name.
Sometimes.
So if you're looking for another kind of, imitation that you want, I can do a Southerner anytime you want from somebody in the backwoods. So for a super chat, I'll do something like that for you as well.
I get too embarrassed. If it's just him and I copy and can roll with it right along.
I know, she does,
I
too.
get too embarrassed.
She can't do it live. One of these days, how many glasses of whiskey will it take? I should make the drinks next week. I'll be like, here's my whiskey and here's your thermos.
I'll be talking like your old backwoods. Oh, man.
All right, so here's one of the reasons why I use this, the fret wrap, is because I do a little bit of tapping, not just tapping not just that, but I also do stuff like tapping arpeggios, you know, like stuff like that. And what this fret wrap does is it keeps all the other strings from ringing in.
I'm gonna interrupt you. Frank's having a night too. He answered Maverick's question and said it was a butt muffler. Then he corrected and said a nut muffler. That was too good. I'm sorry. I interrupted you. It was funny.
Well, this thing here.
That there's funny.
If you got a loud daddy or a loud sister, and she's kind of furry, or you just put this thing on her booty, it's a butt muffler. That she ain't gonna fart no more. I'll tell you something like that. I wear it on first date. Anytime I'm going out on a first date with somebody and I want to be, you know, kind of polite and I want to impress her, maybe to, you know, go out somewhere nice and I'm kind of gassy, well, I'll just put this thing on. I ain't got no farts. It's a butt muffler. All you hear is a little, that's all you hear. You don't hear none of that. It's all going on.
Oh,
yep.
Lord.
So anyways, I'll demonstrate this again for you. So like when you're doing tapping arpeggios, I know some guys are like, you know, the meat of your hand will rest on the strings and keep them from ringing, but sometimes you just can't do that, you know. Depending on what you're doing before or after that, to set your hand up properly to do that.
My face hurts.
So let me put the modulation on so it's a little more interesting. But yeah, so like with the tapping arpeggios, so what you get is you get a cleaner sound. You don't hear all the other strings ringing. Another thing too is like when I do like these smaller like 3-string arpeggios. So they keep it from ringing out too. It just keeps things cleaner. A lot of guys use it in the studio. I remember seeing in some old footage of Dream Theater in the studio, John Petrucci had a blue towel wrapped around his neck and tied around the neck. It was before these came out. And even the god of guitar had to use something like that. And the reason, again, why they do it is just perfection. You just want perfect, no string ringing or anything like that going on. So I recommend everybody get them. I really do. And it does really open up your playing more because sometimes you won't try certain things because of all the noise. But if you have this to take care of that noise, you'll actually start doing more things and not be so intimidated by it. So, yeah.
Maverick War says, I'd love it if one day you guys could do a video on how to produce a video like this with guitar. Recording guitar with a phone and amp in a room just doesn't come out sometimes. Love your setup.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Well, a lot of, maybe I should do, a lot of guys that have YouTube channels, they actually have a thing where they share, like they'll say, this is what my studio's like. You know, like my studio tour. Mm-hmm. So we could possibly do something like that. That's a great idea. Appreciate the suggestion. A lot of it, I have to give a lot of credit to how great everything sounds here to the Line 6 M20D board that we run through, and they're a crazy price right now. We got ours; it was almost $2,000. They're on sale for $599 right now at a lot of places. And I'm telling you, I don't care who you are. You should get this board because it's amazing. It's very easy to use, very intuitive. We use it for in-ears, live shows, and our live streams.
We're putting that show together here.
Yes, we are. Yeah. So it's a great piece of gear, and it's worth every penny and then some. So, yeah, let me hang this guitar up.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'll be right back. Okay.
Yeah. Frank Rashad says, Aaron Short. Oh, that was at Aaron. Jared makes whatever gear he is using sound like Jared. It's just plain awesome. Yes, it is, and he is. That's why my face hurts. Brad Chimke says the only accent better is Jared's East Coast impressions. Yes, and Jay, you're getting free impressions tonight. I'm gonna have to tell Jared to rein him in. Chicago Todd, the Tone Wars behind the scenes look. Also, really looking forward to the Line 6 stage gate tutorial. Yeah, I was gonna suggest this to him because he doesn't let me touch it. But then when I'm like, hey, can you tweak this or tweak that? I say he gets mad and frustrated at me, but he really doesn't. It's just the touch of a thing. It's just usually that I'm cutting him off from a thought or an expression that he was having to interrupt him to say, hey, I need this tweak. But my suggestion, I know he's listening on his in-ears, is maybe he could be teaching me how to use it and showing you at the same time. So I could be learning and just do it myself, but we'll see. We'll see what he thinks of that idea when he comes back down. The Chicago Todd. Yeah, he's leaving me alone again. He has the littlest bladder. He's got the smallest bladder ever. Let's see. Aaron Short. He has awesome tone, especially for direct tones. Yeah. Yes, he does. Frank Rashad. Production quality is so good, and it totally matters. Yep. It does. Well, I am all caught up. Here he comes. I can hear the door. What did you think of my idea?
I think it's a great idea. I really do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. No whiskey that night, though, for you.
Damn it.
No, I think it's a great idea because she literally has not touched the board ever. So it would be for real. And one of the biggest reasons is God, I sound like a freaking...
You are, and you know it.
No, I just like things a certain way. I'm very fussy about how things sound. And I'm also, like, paranoid. So, like, I'm
paranoid. I'm afraid of it. And well, I know it's super user-friendly, but
very user-friendly.
If you don't hit the icon of the person, you hit the wrong icon, and then you turn it, and then I'm in big trouble.
This is why I'm paranoid, and this goes with any board, no matter how intuitive it is. Okay? The reason why I get paranoid is because I'm going to push this away because I don't want to think that I'm playing through the Kemper. I'm playing through the Kraken next. So is because, like, if we're on stage and let's say her or anybody else in the band is like, oh, I need to adjust my monitors, and they walk over to the board the whole time I'm playing, I'm like, what are you doing to my mix?
Yeah.
Are you touching my mix or your mix? Did you touch your, so it freaks me out. So, like, we literally are a set and forget band, though. Like, when we go out and play, usually the only thing that we need is right here on our pack. How much do I need, more or less volume? But I can adjust that on my pack. Our mix is so good that I feel sorry for the audience. I really do. My mix in my ears is amazing, and I almost want to hand people in-ears and go, here, check this out, and this board has literally changed everything for us. I mean, thank God for this board because it made us all better players and singers. Yeah. It really did. You're a
much better singer now.
Yeah, I'm a much better singer because I don't sing anymore. But the thing is the first time you use in-ears, you'll be like, oh my God, I gotta work on some stuff. But after a while, you actually do work on those things, and you become way better and tighter. And when you perform live, you're so much more confident. Like, she takes all kinds of chances now that she wouldn't before. Because if you can't hear yourself on the monitor, you're not going to go for that big note because you're like, I might be off pitch. Yeah. But now she has everything she needs. And not only do you have everything you need, but you have great effects in your ears that kind of make you feel very confident about everything.
Yes, and I can use them stylistically.
Yes. Yep.
It's not just somebody like, I'm going to add that on and make it sound like I can cut off or extend and know that it's going to be there.
Exactly. And what we do is when we get to a gig, we just ask politely the sound guy. We always go up and I'll just say, hey, do you guys got delay on the board? Usually they do, but I just ask anyways. And, oh, yeah, we got that. And I'll just say, could you please just give her 850? 850 milliseconds and probably like 4 repeats, and just kind of leave it at about a 35 to 45% ratio, depending.
I'm so glad you know this stuff.
Yeah, it's
like ordering at Starbucks for somebody else.
Yeah, exactly. And usually the guy's very cool about it. Like, thanks for telling me. Now I don't have to think about it. And it's like, I just say, just adjust it to taste. Obviously, we don't want too much, but just enough to fill up the room a little bit and carry her notes for her. And they're always very cool about it. And because that's what she has in her ears. So now if she has what in her ears, the same thing that's matching the crowd, they're going to get the same experience, you know. So it just works, you know. It's a great product.
Jason Taylor says, a bit off topic here, but would love to see a video with the new Power Stage 200 when it's available, and use it with the Kemper or Helix as a budget amp setup.
Power Stage 200. Man, I'm drawing a blank on that right now.
Yeah.
Must be, is that a new power amp by, I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank right now. I should know this, and I do know this, but I can't think of it. But yeah, it's a solid state power amp, I think. That's what he's talking about. But yeah, if one of those comes out soon, I'll definitely do it, you know.
Yeah.
I got no problem with it.
Maverick says, as a singer, do the in-ears not put you off? I've used headphones and find the voice and music mix can be off-putting. I'm guessing a proper mixer with good in-ears are much better. Absolutely, it is. It's all about the mix. And it does take some getting used to. When we first started doing it, we
hated it.
Honestly, we hated it.
We hated it.
Yeah, it took us several weeks to get it dialed in just right. It's easy. It's not that the board was hard to use. It was just, what do my ears like? And then it was like, we have separate mixes. He has what he likes. I have what I need. It's not, my mix isn't an enjoyable, I get lost in this music mix.
Hers is functional.
It's functional for me. It's what I need to stay on key and in tune and loud enough. I like to hear my spit and my breath. I always do that whenever I'm in somebody.
She does that every time. She's like, I can't hear it.
I want to hear it all.
Most singers are like, ooh, yeah, I can hear her. And she's all like, but there's some singers that they check things funny. Like we had a singer that was like, tss, tss. He had to hear like the crispness of it. And if he couldn't, he knew that something was off and he needed that adjusted. It's just what people check for, you know? And, I mean, quick thing about that too, like when we first got them, we had the one driver in-ears, the $99 ones, and they're awful. It's like needles in your ears. It
was muffled for me for some reason. Remember, I always used to complain, sounds like him singing through cardboard. For me it was too tinny, so what we did is I added some low end to them. And then I added some compression, and it fixed a lot of it. I was like, oh, well, this ain't bad. And then I discovered the KZ AS10s, and I was like, I'll never look back. These are freaking credible. There's 5 drivers in each ear, and there's tons of low end, but it's not too much. It's not boomy. It's just full. It's very full and resonant. And it doesn't. It's weird because a lot of times people think in-ears are going to sound like they're Bluetooth earbuds. It's not like that. I mean, these literally sound like I took my home stereo system and crammed them in my ears. You know, it's huge sounding. So, and then she's got the customs now, and she loves those. She's got the customs by West Tone, and she loves them. And it really is about what you're sticking in your ear. You know, it really is. I mean, the other thing, the PSM 300, the Shure PSM 300 system is money. Go get it. It's awesome. And pair it with a good set of in-ears, and you should. I have no EQ on my in-ears. None. Yeah.
They're perfect.
He said, I've used headphones and find the voice and music mix can be off-putting. And I've run into that in studios when we're trying to record. I don't like the headphone mix. I usually pop one off, so I get, what do you call it? An analog.
Yeah, you get the analog version of your voice. The analog
version of my voice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I can hear it live, but I've got the music as a reference in the other ear. Yeah, I mean, if you're trying to use headphones, it sounds like You know how when you're sick and your ears get plugged and you can hear your voice in your head?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it feels like to me. So I can understand why you would not like it if that's what you're using. Get some good in-ears. Those are, were they $55?
$60 some dollars.
His KZs. Mine weren't because they're custom fit for my awkward ear holes.
Yeah, yeah.
My stupid ear holes.
Even the KZ, or the Westone people, when they did her molds, were like, all right, alien. I know. You got some weird
got a very
ear canals.
Severe, sharp turn in my ear canal.
Yeah, she does. It's like in and then whoop. Yeah, it's like a bad roller coaster. But
but those have worked great for him.
Yeah, they're fantastic. The KZ AS10s, they're super good. And it really is about these. And get the foam tips with them too. Don't get the ones that they come with because they're crap. They'll fall right out of your ears. And you get a good seal. Yeah, I always put them in, pull my ear back, open my mouth, and push in, and I got a perfect seal. Tons of bass, you know.
Does the mixer offer vocal effects, or do you use something else for vocals? Yep, they do. Yep,
and you can put as much or as little into the monitors as you want and front of house.
Why do people keep saying Seymour Duncan?
Pickups.
Oh, okay.
Seymour Duncan pickups.
They're just saying Seymour Duncan.
Oh.
Aaron Short says you just have to get used to them. It's a different experience, but have many benefits, different needs. Yeah. Aaron also says I use the KZs for recording vocals now. They have less bleed too.
Yeah, they're great. Aaron actually, when he started, he asked me about them, and I recommended the KZs to him. He ordered them, and now he said he actually prefers using in-ears than not using them. I mean, I'm not kidding you guys. If we were to do a gig, I don't care where it's at, and if they said, well, sorry guys, you can't use in-ears, I'd be like, well, cancel the show. Not doing the gig.
Unless you were doing it, unless you ran the sound. We had our own.
Well, if we had our own monitors and I ran the sound, I would probably do it, but other than that, no. But that's usually not the case.
You can do that as long as you have speakers.
Exactly. But I'm talking like if we went to a club and used their system and they were like, you can't use in-ears, I'd be like, sorry, not playing. And it's not a diva thing. It's just we're going to sound like crap. We're not used to it anymore. And I very much prefer these, and especially for this one here. I mean, she's the main thing when we're on stage. I mean, if
shut up.
You are though. Like the singer, it's the focal point. You know, the thing is if we can be as tight as hell and have great music, but if she comes up and she's flat or sharp, that just kind of ruins everything. You know, you got to be on pitch. So it's very important then that Kari is on pitch, and in order for her to do that, she needs certain things, just like any other singer would need. And you got to have your in-ears. And can you imagine being that fish out of water? Like, you can't sing with your in-ears tonight?
Not anymore.
I couldn't do it with guitar, let alone... And she's way more important than I am. So it's like, for her to not have her in-ears and for me to not have them, it would just be like, sorry, we're not doing the show. Yeah. I mean, I really couldn't play without them, you know.
I could do acoustic. I could play without them, but not
with all the noise and, you know what I mean? Just
I don't know why my ears process... noises that way, but sometimes I just can't hear through it all. It just sounds like a swirling mess to me.
Well, some places it really does sound like a swirling mess. Remember what was that name of that bar? Toby Keith? Oh my God, we played a gig at Toby Keith once.
So embarrassing.
Oh, that when you stepped up to the monitors to listen, it was like it was like this weird thing, and we're like, what is that? And that was the show. It's literally what we listened to the whole night while we were playing. We're out there just
Was that when I quit?
Yeah, that was the night you quit.
I quit.
Yeah. She got home, we watched the show back, and she was like,
quit.
That's okay.
I just did that in front of all of my friends and your friends.
I quit. No, this isn't going to work. Yeah, it was, I understand. I mean, and it wasn't your fault. It was... When you listen to monitors that sound like R2-D2 on crack, you know, how are you supposed to find your key? There was literally no key there. It was like a swirling, like flangey, it was a mess, you know? So, yeah.
Well, Maverick is off. He's in the UK, it's 2 a.m., and he's got to go to work at 6.
Oh, man. Well, hey, thanks for joining us, Maverick. We very much appreciate it. Seriously, it really means a lot, you know? So now let's get into some...
do it up.
Let's get into some Two Notes. I'm not going to go too in depth with the Two Notes stuff tonight because I'm doing it on Wednesday, but I just wanted to give you guys a sneak peek at it. I will say, to begin with, and I'll probably repeat this on Wednesday, but holy freaking crap, is this a killer freaking product? I mean, I would hear people talk about it and like, oh, 2 notes this and 2 notes that. I'm like, oh, it's an IR loader. Like, I have a Helix. I run Helix 4 cable method with my amps, and the IRs are in the Helix if I need to go direct that way with it or whatever. I'm like, I don't understand what this stuff is all about. Oh, you can record with it. And it just, I don't know why. It was one of those things where I never gave it enough thought for it to dawn on me how important this product really is. So, I mean, I could take, this is the Kraken, okay, right here. And in order typically to take this to a gig, I'd have to bring this and a big 2x12 or 4x12 cab, and take that to a gig with me, which is common for people to do with amps. But now I don't have to bring that cab. I can literally just take the amp head, which is pretty small. I mean, when you look at this amp head, it's pretty small. I could fit that in my truck, no problem. And now I don't have to go, because the thing is, before, like I said, well, if I'm going to bring my amp, I got to bring my cab, which I'll just bring something, bring something else and go direct. Well, now I could bring my amp, okay, run it 4 cable through my Helix, and then the 2 notes will not only give me, it carries a load, so I don't have to have a cab, so the 2 notes will carry the load for me, so I don't need a cab for that, number one. Number two, it's got an IR loader, but I'll tell you what, man, I'm not going to use the IRs. I'm not going to use IRs with this. I'm going to use the cab emulations, because Mesa made official cab emulations for 2 notes, and for their 412s and their 212 cabs. And I'll go into detail about this on Wednesday. They have 2 different versions of these, and thanks Jay from Warp Chord for telling me about this, because holy crap, are these amazing!
Holy crap!
Holy crap! So you get 2 versions. You get a studio version of the cab and a touring version of the cab. And the reason why they do that is one has, like the studio version has more of a studio kind of mic setup. You can get 2 mics on each one. And you can have like a number of different mics on each side. You can choose from one per side, obviously, for 2 mics. And then you got a lot of studio type mics to choose from. And then for the live, you have more of a live kind of mic setup. And they also have some really cool high-end mics that you don't usually see on stage as well that you can use. And I'm telling you, I have Mesa cabs in my house. I use them every single day. I use them on all the episodes. I have a Mesa sitting right across from me. I have one upstairs, 212 cabs with vintage 30s in them, and I know exactly how these sound and feel. And they nailed these cab emulations right to the floor. I mean, they are 100% legit perfect. Right to the floor. And they feel amazing. They sound amazing. The bouncy reactive response between the guitar and the cab is there. It's 100% accurate. It's beautiful. So I'm not going to use IRs with this. I'm going to use the cab emulations and the cool mics that they used, to emulate them. So let me turn this on. Make sure I got this all hooked up right here and see what we got. Oh, we got sound. All right, cool. I did a quick sound check tonight, so I always
I turned my volume down.
I always worry. All right, let me turn that up a little bit for you guys. So that's the 2-note mic.
That's an interesting tone.
Yeah. All right, so let me mute the mic. And so this is the Kraken through the 2 Notes torpedo with the Mesa cab emulation that I chose for tonight's episode. Again, it's just a quick little peek. Here we go. So yeah, there you have it. There you have the 2 notes, at least with the setup that I did real quick tonight. You said that's an interesting sound. What was so interesting about it?
I don't know. It sounded just very different to me from
Yeah,
what you normally play.
From what I normally play.
Yeah. It sounded transistor radio-y to me.
Yeah. Well, it depends on how you have things dialed in your in-ears.
Yeah.
Let's see here what I got. I'm using the Focus, which is the overdrive in the Kraken as well. It's its own overdrive. So I'm using that tonight just as a simple setup. And there's an app on here that I can use on my phone. So the Two Notes app. And I can use it on my phone. I can use it on a desktop. I can use it on an iPad, whatever I want. And so I can switch mics. I can switch presets. I can do whatever I want with it. And I can move the mics back and forth. I can do all that stuff with this app. And it's just super cool. So I'm going to play a quick mix for you with it. And I think I got everything adjusted properly here. And just so you can hear it in a mix, I also released a video about it today.
So this is going direct. There is no cab. You
Correct.
can only hear in your in-ears. Is that right?
Correct. Yep, okay. There's no cab. It's all run through the Two Notes, and the Two Notes is carrying the load. And I'm using the Mesa cab emulation that's in the Two Notes right now. That's what I'm using. Let me make sure that's
Sorry,
what...
I got the yawns
No,
again.
it's okay. Let me make sure that is what I'm using.
Hi, Sven from Germany, who just joined us.
What's going on, man? I just got to connect to the app real quick. What is it? 597. It asks you for 3 digits to connect, so let me...
Frank Rachat says, Max Gutnick, who used to work for Line 6, was the father of that product. He helped develop Helix and is now at Fender.
Oh.
He might have been talking about the Power Stage 200, though.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Good to know.
Rich Giles, how do you set up 4-cable method with a Helix? Does it automatically turn off amp cab, or do you have to create custom presets to get a sound with pedals from the Helix?
1 second here. I'm just connecting to this. Okay, so
Frank answered. He said there are templates for 4-cable method in the Helix.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And actually, speaking of those will be available. I'll have a 4-cable template available on my website when it's live,
20th.
on the 20th. So I spent a lot of time on it. All you have to do is just plug in your amp to it, and you're done. And if there's any MIDI switching that you have to do, obviously you got to put in those codes. But yeah, it's ready to go right there.
Ooh.
So yeah, that's the 4-cable stuff. There are presets in there already, but mine will have at least the effects I like. They'll be dialed in, ready to go. So they work really well. The Helix is great for that. Okay, so let me play a couple riffs again, and I'll do a mix. Here we go. Okay, so there you go. And if I want, I can actually change these mics right here. Let me change the distance on one of them. So you can hear the difference there, and I'll change the access now. Isn't that crazy?
Yes,
how you can hear the difference like that?
Earbud in, and I can still hear it.
Yeah, isn't that nuts? So I'm going to change the mic now. I'm going to go. See, I'm on a i5 right now, which is one of my favorite mics, but I'm going to change to something else. I have two mics. So I have an i5 on one side and a 421 on the other. I'm going to change the i5 to something else. So you can change all that stuff with the phone app, and with, your desktop and all that stuff. But I'll go more in depth with that for you guys on Wednesday night. We'll have a lot of fun with this. It's going to be pretty cool. I have a lot of planning to do. So
the Chicago Todd says, Jared, when you reach over and touch the screen to the left of you, is that an iPad or something connected to control the Line 6 stage gate?
Yep, good question. Yep. Yeah, that's the thing I love about the Stagescape too, is it's got an iPad app that you can run it with. So when we used to do a lot of shows with the Stagescape as our, not just our in-ear monitor system, but our PA. She's getting the yawnies.
I need food.
Yeah, I hear you. I do too. So we did that with the in-ear and the PA system. What I would do is I would actually record. We would play like a song. I would hit record and it would record it, and then we could literally just put our instruments down, and I could walk the room with the iPad and adjust us to sound perfect for the room. And it was the best. It was so cool to be able to do that. So
as long as nobody picked up the iPad while we were playing.
Oh, that happened once, and I'll never forget that night when we did that show.
You should have seen his eyes.
It was, yeah. I when I say I'm picky and I'm a very paranoid person when it comes to our mixes, because I work very hard on our stuff to make it sound right. And if I wanted it changed, I would have changed it myself, So we did this one show in, God, I forget the name of the place. It was a packed show, and I ran sound for us as well as 3 other bands before us. And this one guy that was, kind of hanging around with us, and we sort of knew him. I was like, well, I got to put the iPad somewhere when we go on stage. He goes, hey, I'll make sure no one takes it. So I'm like, oh, cool. So I was just like, yeah, thanks. And I didn't think for a second he would touch it. And then we get done with the show, and our in-ears sounded great and everything, and I didn't notice anything weird. And we get off the stage, and he hands me back the iPad. He goes, yeah, that was really fun. I'm like, what do you mean it was fun? He goes, well, I just liked how you can move the things around, and like, if I wanted to hear the keyboards more, I could just kind of turn them up. And I'm like, you did what? And he's like, yeah, it was kind of fun. I'm like, oh, I was like, oh, I had veins popping out of my teeth. I was so like, thanks for the iPad back,
know why Kari doesn't touch the board.
I seriously, like that. If he was anybody else, I'd probably be in jail right now. I'm not kidding you. I am pretty much like, do not touch my mix. They are sacred. Yeah, that was a fun little night, wasn't it?
They're always fun nights.
Yeah. So now, if anybody wants to touch, like, hey, I'll watch the iPad, I'm like, no, you won't.
It's going to be up here under my foot.
I will light this thing on fire before I let you touch it.
Funny.
Yeah.
Well, it's 9 o'clock.
Oh, man. 9 o'clock and Kari's hungry. That's really what's going on here.
We didn't eat dinner.
Yeah, we didn't, did we?
We had a snack.
Well, hey, guys. I hope you enjoyed that little, little preview. I don't want to give too much away on the Two Notes because I got a whole episode coming. And if you want to hear it in a full mix, I actually uploaded a little clip for you guys today and showed in that clip like the software and how it looks on the desktop. And I just changed some things and went through it so you could see what's available there. But we'll do a full-blown, I'll go full Henning, like I said, on this episode, and we'll have a lot of fun. This is a very, very good product, and there's a lot of stuff to deep dive into, but it's all really useful things, So I'm really digging it big time. So we're going to get some food, and we want to thank you all. There's so many things that you guys can do every Sunday night and Wednesday night.
Right.
And we're honored and grateful that you choose to spend those nights with us. We really are. It really does mean the world to us, So we appreciate it very much.
Thanks for all the super chats. Thanks for interacting with me when he goes pee-pee. I'm going to go switch guitars.
Yeah. But I did. I did switch
you
guitars.
did switch guitars.
See? So I didn't just do that. I multitasked. So Sean said that you could hear the difference probably when I was changing the mics around and stuff. No, it is. I'm not kidding you guys. It's really, really cool software. And I did it all on my phone. I mean, that's just so freaking cool, And this is not an Apple phone. This is a Galaxy. So that's something that's cool too. Like you don't have to have so many pieces of music gear. It's always like, oh, it's Apple this and Apple that. I don't live on an orchard, okay? So give me the stuff that works on the Galaxy, and they did. So I'm very grateful for that. Okay, so Aaron Short says Kraken in 2 Notes, not a bad rig. No, it's killer. It sounds so good. I love it. Especially for the studio monitors, it sounded great. So. Anyways, all right. Well, again, thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. Seriously, it really means a lot to have you here. Thank you so much for the super chats, the kind words, the suggestions, and the interaction. And I look forward to hanging out with you guys on Wednesday night with the 2 Notes. I'll use the Kraken, and maybe I'll bring the MT in. Yeah. And I'm really sorry. I found out when you guys did that she won't be here next Sunday, so I'll have to plan something different, because if you're not here, it's just for me to just do a hang. It's just not the same. Yeah. I need you to be here for that. So I'll have to do something different.
If I get back early enough, maybe I can work it out.
Well, we'll see. No pressure. I mean, I get it. But
I enjoy hanging out with her. I know I've been super yawny, but we did not eat a full meal.
Yeah.
I had a snack, and
when she gets hungry, she gets tired and grumpy. Anyways, guys, God bless you all. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you guys Wednesday night at 8:00 for the 2 Notes in-depth review and playthrough and hang, and then we'll see what we can do on Sunday.
Yeah.
So God bless you all. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other, and every day is a gift. Treat it like one.